Alright guys, I must admit, I'm doing this video purely for entertainment purposes because I think that this reaction we're going to talk about here of this little black girl reacting to the woke Little Mermaid, okay, the Black Mermaid, is probably an accurate representation of the real reactions that most people, kids, even little black girls, little girls of color had in this country when they first saw that they had race swapped the Little Mermaid. Now, up until this point, the mainstream liberal media and the woke left have been accusing the right of being racist, right? We're racist because we don't like the fact that Ariel has been race swapped, okay? And the trailer for the woke Little Mermaid, which generated a lot of the controversy, right? That started a lot of the controversy, has 2.7 million dislikes. So almost 3 million dislikes to 1 million likes on 22 million views. Which, again, it's incredible how people have come out here to say, hey, we don't like the race swapping, more woke virtue signaling from Hollywood. I mean, this conversation has even went as far as to spark a scientific discussion about the race of mermaids.
Also, by the way, with the Little Mermaid, can we also just mention that just from a scientific perspective, okay, it doesn't make a lot of sense to have someone with darker skin who lives deep in the ocean. I mean, if anything, not only should the Little Mermaid be pale, she should actually be translucent. If you look at deep sea creatures, they're like translucent. They have no kind of pigmentation whatsoever. And they're just like these horrifying, they look like skeletons floating around in the ocean. That's what the Little Mermaid should look like. She should be totally pale and skeletal, where you can see her skull through her face. And that would actually be a version of Little Mermaid that I would watch.
That's embarrassing.
Freak. I bet it is, you freak.
I mean, look.
Girl in the bottom of the ocean, I bet he would watch that.
Well, I mean, if we're being scientific, didn't y'all come out the Caucasus Mountain? Or no, y'all ain't from the ocean too, last I checked. Okay.
Look, but the Danes were still trying to figure out how to cook food when Yemaya and Oshun were coming out the ocean and the river. So let's be clear.
Okay. Again, the right has been accused of racism for that because they say that, hey, we don't care about black representation for black little girls, right? Black little girls need to see a black Little Mermaid, right? To look up to, almost as if they don't have parents, okay? Like real life role models to look up to. And the mainstream liberal media has promoted these videos that have been flying around on TikTok that have gone viral of black little girls reacting to the new Black Little Mermaid. Take a look.
What?
She's black.
Mama! They made a black Ariel!
Yeah, so this trend on TikTok has basically inspired a generation of clout-chasing mothers to force their daughters to pretend like seeing a black Little Mermaid is the greatest thing ever. And obviously, you see here from this headline in the New York Times, the mainstream liberal media is going with this as well, saying, hey, take that, you racist white supremacists on the right. You people who have such a big problem with race swapping, you don't want the black girls to be happy. You don't want black girl joy, right? Except I have seen other videos to the contrary that I believe are probably more realistic representations of the actual reactions that most black little girls had when they saw this fake Ariel. Take a look.
That is not the real
Why isn't that
What
the real
blasphemy did she just say?
Why is it not the real one?
Dishonor.
It's not because like Ariel's white, not brown. Like, why would it be a movie like that?
Yeah, so in my humble opinion, guys, I think that is the real reaction that most people had when they saw that trailer. Again, evidenced by the almost 3 million dislikes on 22 million views. But I'm just saying, there's this idea out there that's been perpetuated that every little black girl that saw this must have had this reaction of euphoria, right? They must have experienced that black girl joy, that black girl magic from seeing a black Ariel. And I don't really believe that to be the case, because most people grew up knowing that Ariel is white. And when kids see something wrong, when kids see something is off, they'll tell you, right? That is off. And I think the only reason why the internet isn't filled with those videos is because, one, those videos aren't going to gain a whole lot of traction versus the videos that people are going to post of their kids basically going into shock from seeing a black little mermaid. There's not much clout to be gained from showing a video of a black little girl saying, that's a fake Ariel, right? She's fake. She ain't the real Ariel because she ain't white, okay? She ain't white. Which, again, I think is the real reaction from most people, including children in this country, from seeing that. Now, in regards to this conversation about black representation, you know, I find it hilarious and funny how that conversation is always centered around fictional characters, okay? As if these kids don't have real role models to look up to, like, I don't know, parents, right? Again, my point is that if you want somebody for kids to look up to, they shouldn't be looking up to cartoon characters. They should be looking up to their parents. Sons should be looking up to their fathers, right? Boys should be looking up to their fathers as a representation for what they can achieve and what they can be in this life. Daughters and girls should be looking up to mothers in regards to what they can achieve and what they can be in this life. The most important form of representation, or who a child should look up to and emulate, should come from their parents, not a cartoon. Not a cartoon. And in my humble opinion, as black people, if we're going to address a representation problem, we should address the problem of being overrepresented in crime statistics, okay? That's the representation problem that actually really needs to be addressed, not our representation in Hollywood, okay? I'm just being real. But again, with that being said here, the point is that children can often identify when something is wrong, when something is incorrect. And my gut feeling is that this is the reaction that you're seeing most from most kids, including little black children, than what the mainstream liberal media is trying to push to you that, well, this is so important for black representation. Because, you know, those blacks, you know, they're lacking parents, right? They're lacking real role models to look up to. So we got to make sure that the kids can look up the cartoon characters, or else they're not getting the representation that they actually need. Again, it's absolutely fascinating stuff to behold. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a black conservative perspective. Peace.